The Basement Show is proud to have musical artist Willy D.
So you're lonely and frustrated. Seems like nothing is going your way. But you know you ain't getting no younger. It ain't over till you're 6 feet under. You got some money in your pocket and a roof all over your head. But it seems you lost your hunger. It ain't over till you're 6 feet under. 6 feet under. When the sun hangs up in a big blue sky, we'll let it warm and dry your face. And take a deep breath and remember that not everybody woke up today. There was always someone you can lean on, even if you have to swallow your pride. Ooh, but only you can find your thunder. It ain't over till you're 6 feet under. 6 feet under. The sun hangs up in a big blue sky. We'll let it warm and dry your face. And take a deep breath and remember that not everybody woke up today. There is always someone you can lean on, even if you have to swallow your pride. But only you can find your thunder, and it ain't over till you're 6 feet under. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over till you're 6 feet under. It ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. You're 6 feet under. It ain't over till you're 6 feet under. Only you can find your thunder, and it ain't over till you're 6 feet under.
Coming back in a minute after this break, we're going to talk to my man Willy D. Y'all sit tight. Stay tuned. The Basement Show. Woo! Yeah, woo!
Cincinnati, it's the city. That's, you know what I mean.
What up, Cincinnati? Welcome to the Basement Show. YouTube, Facebook, everybody enjoy it. Worldwide, bring him on, my man Rye G.
For God so loved the world. That's the first one. You be like, if you don't know that, you ain't no Christian for real. You know.
This little light of mine.
I'm gonna let it shine, goddamn. I mean, I'm gonna let it shine, goddamn. She like, you going to hell tonight? Look at her. You know, a lot of times when I hit the stage, the laughs, it won't be when you see everybody just cracking up laughing. The laughs, they kind of evolve in the laughter because it's something people got to think about a little bit, and then they get to laughing at it because they realize they're laughing at themselves.
It's one of my favorite songs from my mentor, Gerald Levert. Yeah. Produce, play everything, you know, from keys, bass, guitar, kit, you know, which drums, we call it kit now, right? So, and you know, just have my hand in a little bit of everything. Scream.
Never had time no more. And and I'm feeling put down. You're with your friends at night. When it used to be me. Then our love just got
See, we can just groove to that right there. Just sit back. See, that's one of them tracks like back in my days when I could still smoke weed and didn't have to worry about pissing in the cup. That's one of them tracks, man. I could have just sat back on the porch, man, and just been like, let me stop that. We got the musician that just killed it over there on the stage, Willy D. Brought it to the basement show.
Happy to be here, man. This is just too cool. Cool.
You see, but you got that vibe. You know, your vibe is like right for our show. You know what I'm saying? That's a,
The hat tell it all.
Yeah.
So they got to do it for that mean hat.
And dig, I'm sober too. So.
Wow.
I did. I had to sit down real quick for a while because Gifted just brought it, man.
let's give another
I had to remain seated for a couple of minutes, if you know what I'm saying.
Nobody want to get poked in the eye.
You want to stab somebody in the eye. You didn't want all the sweat dripping on you. You did your thing, but you just did your thing.
Yeah.
And, tell me about this.
I'm just real happy to be here. This was a project. There's a local outfit that it's Save Our Strays. It's about they're really trying to educate people to neutering and like that. So and this is like the 5th volume, and they had picked up one of my other songs on one of their other tracks too. So they were just real nice to put that on there. And this is all, of course, to raise money for not for us musicians who have no money either.
Join the game of being an artist. We're all broke.
I'm just really happy to be here because, man, I remember, I watched your show back in.
So you that guy?
Yeah, I was. Because I was like, wow, that's Lady J, really, and then met Larry, and.
Larry was like one of the first guests. Lady J, I think, was like second or third. Yeah. And Lady J, she hit me up on that's what when MySpace ruled the social network.
Yeah.
She hit me up and she was like, "How can a sister get on the show?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "You comfortable coming down here in my basement? You can come on."
I missed MySpace. You're right. I used to call it My Face.
I did too.
All that electronic misery.
It was cool. See, the cool thing, what I like about MySpace, and I'm getting off the subject because I want to talk more about you, but I just like the fact that it was sort of like your own sort of like website. You go there, you can have your music, your photos, your video, everything's set right there. Facebook, I mean, it's cool, but
it's not the same.
Bring it back.
Facebook made me, shoot.
Yeah.
With my popularity, it made me.
Facebook, MySpace was like, that set everything off for me. That's what got me sort of. So, how long? Is you from Cincinnati?
Actually, I was born here, but didn't grow up here. How's it go? I was half raised here. Dad was a minister and an evangelist, and so we traveled a lot when I was a kid. I grew up all over the country. I guess probably spent more time in Los Angeles as a child, but was all over the place. And then by the time I was in high school, we went on the road full time in the last couple of my high school years. So that's how messed up I am.
So you mean on the road was on the road as a family traveling? Or
yeah, I was traveling with my family. We were gospel singers, and yeah, I mean it's kind of all over the place. Yeah.
So your family had like a gospel group and stuff. That's cool.
It was a gospel group. We
what was your name back then?
It was the Williams family back then. He used to write a lot of music and actually stuff that was published in hymnals and stuff like that. But he had a real affinity for the gospel music that, like when I was a kid, I got to see, I'm really lucky, I'm giving my age away too, but I got to see Mahalia Jackson 3 times. The staple singers were something that his dad, now this is when they were still gospel,
Right.
before they went secular. So I was real fortunate to grow up in Los Angeles around that. When our church service was over, that is, Dad had a church in LA. We'd jump in the car and drive down to Watts because there was one of the first integrated churches in was called Sky Pilot was the name of the church, and it was wild, man. I mean, it was completely integrated. This was the 60s.
Okay.
So, and only in California, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't Mississippi.
No.
It wasn't happening down there at that time.
No, it wasn't. And then when Dad decided to get off the road, then I decided to go then find my fame and fortune in rock and roll, which never happened. And played around for about 2 or 3 years before actually getting serious, and came back and got into radio and worked in the studios. Cincinnati used to be a big studio town. I was telling you the other day.
Right.
I came in right after King had just shut down, and so there was all these great musicians running around playing at different places. Mine mostly was at QCA, was with Queen City album.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, down on Spring.
I've got some albums done made.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Right?
Yeah.
So you got the chance to, still play with some of the.
I got to, I was smart enough to keep my mouth shut. Yeah, so I got to play with some of the big guys, but I was just a kid watching and learning.
Yeah,
That's the key thing.
He got that voice like my grandfather used to have, like run me my money. He got that Ted Williams type of voice,
Right.
to make you listen. He could be a monster with
Well,
that on.
Well, I paid for this.
Okay.
Radio school, right? So
Yeah.
it's not natural. I know it's hard.
So like, are you like a trained musician, a self-educated musician?
I was trained, but it's been so long ago, and it's like they say, if you don't use it, to lose it. So my ability to read music was pretty much gone by the time I got here, and it didn't matter. The studios had a different form of music. It was called the number system. That was pretty much a Nashville thing, and so although I just learned how to do it that way. And so now that's the way musicians talk, isn't it?
I mean,
that number thing.
I've been like that guitar that I purchased that. Trying to play.
When was the last time you played that?
I suck at it, man. I just can't get it. I don't have the dexterity for the thing.
Maybe
I'm missing
you
a
put
string.
a little something sweet on there.
Missing a string on it.
Yeah, it is missing a string.
So yeah, I got frustrated.
You don't need that string.
I got one like this. Mine's a lot older and more, road worn.
Right.
And has
That one
been
look
played.
pretty.
As it has been played, and it's been dropped quite a few
So that
times.
one looks
as
pretty
well.
right there, sitting right there.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious about artists. Is it from spoken word, painters, whatever? What is it that drew you in and made you like say, I want to be a musician. I want to be on the stage. I want to be whatever performing.
It's kind of funny because I really didn't want to. Dad, that was his idea, and I was made to sing. I mean, when I was 6 years old, I knew all 3-part harmony, and we were in church 4, 5, 6 nights a week.
Amen to
Yeah,
that.
You're recovering from that.
yeah. So I mean, it's like a lot of people say, oh, you're just, you're gifted. No, I'm not gifted. I worked for this. My dad had me singing since I was 4 years old, now in front of people since I was 6. So, for a long time, I jumped. I had to raise family.
Right.
So I had to jump off there and go get real work. I was fortunate enough to get in the corporate world for a while until I got too old and they didn't want me there. And but that's all right. I jumped back into music, and it's been cool. It's been cool. I got to have some great friends working in Cincinnati. There's so many talented people.
Yeah.
And it's a really heavy scene. There's a lot of players.
Yeah.
So it's real easy to get lost in the woodwork. But it's just really cool, man, to and being here. We're working on something right now that's we really can't talk that much about, but it's fun, and she's an award-winning, Emmy-winning producer, so she had something called Pinky and the Brain. And
Oh, she had something called.
My show back in the day.
Yeah.
Just a
Take over the
little
world.
something.
Take it over. That's what I used to want.
And she's just wonderful. She's writing. She asked me if I would write some music for her because she was a lyricist. She's so smart. I wrote a couple of songs for her, and now she don't need me anymore, man. She's writing me 20, 50 songs she's written in the last couple of years, and so we're trying to work on that project. Her name is Liz Holzman, and I just had, now this is just for fun, just put a little band together with some friends. It's called Misdemeanor, and it's Mista. And it's just a lot of old school rock and funk and all like that, just having fun. And they asked why the name. I said, well, because you can get in trouble. You just don't go to jail.
Right. There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Misdemeanor.
I like that. Y'all gotta come on the show one day.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I met one of them. He actually found me. This is kind of weird, but I was telling you the other day about this great old cat, Russell Gibbons.
Yeah.
That he taught Bootsy and Bootsy's brother Catfish a lot of licks and how he basically made that intro.
Right.
And the guy that used to play this guy used to play at church with this drummer that I now work with. Well, we play together at church on Sunday, and then we play in the other places. You know. And like I said, he came to me through. It was almost as if Russell touched my life again. Russell passed about 5 years ago, and but he helped so many musicians out in this town. And then when they found out about me, they thought, I wonder if it's that crazy white boy. Is that the same guy? And so they came and dug me up, and they're like, oh man, would you come play and sing in church? So, you know, these guys, it's old school, man. It's the big Hammond B3 with, you know, pedals and a drummer, and it's just tearing me up. I mean, I'm just having a lot of fun. So, just, you know, staying busy, and thank God for that. So you might want to keep that up. And then Willy D, that's kind of hard to forget. Just, you know, and I've got what is that, like I said, that electronic misery page. Facebook.
Reverb Nation.
Reverb Nation. I even remembered my MySpace password this week.
I had a different email for that, so I can't even like send it to that email. That's just can't access it. I know. I have so many passwords now, and you know we was talking about this, and I never did quite finish that.
Yeah,
when I was telling you about
because I was talking.
Yeah, but it's like this cat really is in a lot of ways is kind of the reason why I started doing this again, because
me?
Yeah, seriously, I remember when we was on MySpace and I was like seeing some of the stuff he was doing. I was like, this guy probably won't come in my basement to perform, but I'm gonna try anyway. And so I sent you out a message about, you know, I'm doing this basement show, and could you come and do something? And you said, hey, you know, I'm doing some things, and when I get time, you know, we'll do something. And you know, we kind of like back and forth.
I didn't think you meant it though.
But you had sent me a message like a few months ago, and you had this different profile pic.
Right.
You know, and you communicate with so many people on Facebook now.
Yeah.
And I saw this message and I was reading it, and I'm like, who is this? And he was like, where's that basement show, dude? I dug that show. You need to like get that back online. And then when I clicked on your page, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's that cat from Facebook, you know. And that kind of like, I was already sort of in that area of thinking about doing this again, but having people like that watch the show back then, and I run into them sometime, they're like, where's that show at? And I was like, okay, everybody keeps saying this stuff. The planets must be lining up for me to do this. And so you was one of those planets that lined up. Well, we want to thank you for coming on the Basement Show. We want you to come back with your group.
Without a doubt.
Misdemeanor, do y'all thing on the Basement Show.
Without a doubt.
Definitely.
I hope y'all enjoy having Willy D do his thing. Let's give him a
Say one thing for Willy.
What's that?
Can you look at the camera and all those people that missed out on something good and tell them, run me my money?
Right, I was gonna say.
Run me my money.
That's coming from Willy D. We want y'all to like check us out again. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. Make sure you like our page. We're on there at The Basement Show 38. We had a great time. Willy D in the house. Oh yeah. My girl, Miss Good Cookie. Send me a applause.